Cutting your sales cycle in half sounds pretty impossible, right? But that's exactly what Sandler Trading did with HubSpot. They used Breeze, HubSpot's AI tools, to tailor every customer interaction without losing their personal touch. And the results were pretty incredible. Click-through rates jumped 25%, qualified leads quadrupled, and people spent 3 times longer on their landing pages. You can go to HubSpot.com to see how Breeze can help your business grow. Good morning and happy Friday, everybody. It's May 23rd. I'm Jon Weigell here with Maria Harib, and this is the Hustle Daily Show. It's been a huge week in AI. Google's I/O conference made many headlines this week for the amount of AI-tinged launches and announcements it had. Google said it's working on AI glasses with Warby Parker, an AI mode for Google Search, and Gemini integration into Volvo cars. So let's break it all down and more. We'll get to all that in a bit, but first, let's give the news in business and tech. Starting us off today, Nike is returning to Amazon in the US after more than 5 years away from selling on the platform. And it's doing so with higher prices of some of its products effective June 1st. The company, which pulled its products from Amazon in 2019 to sell exclusively on its website and select third-party retailers, saw a 9% drop in global sales last quarter as it races to keep up with competitors like Adidas, New Balance, and On Running. Good thing they're back on the Amazon store. They probably need all the help they can get right now. Speaking of fitness, the Enhanced Games, if you've never heard of it, it's an Olympic-style competition in which athletes are actually allowed to take performance-enhancing drugs, and it's scheduled for 2026 in Las Vegas. What better place? Sports include swimming, weightlifting, and track and field, and confirmed competitors so far include some swimmers who previously competed in the Olympics. Enhanced Games, which is primarily funded by VC firm 1789 Capital, promised $1 million to the athletes who set new world records. This, unfortunately, is a must-watch. Next, in some workplace news, 5 people are suing Workday, claiming that the company's job applicant screening tech uses algorithms that discriminate against individuals who are over the age of 40. The plaintiffs said they submitted hundreds of applications but were rejected every time, sometimes within just minutes or hours. And even I know that something's fishy over there. From there, we go to some car news. Tesla began accepting Cybertruck trade-ins this week, but the truck has depreciated by 45% of its value in a single year, compared to the average depreciation of 30% in 2. Demand for Cybertrucks plummeted after early hype, and there have been 8 recalls since it launched per Fast Company. Still seeing a few in New York right now, but I'm sure those numbers will dwindle. And finally, some more bad news for Tesla. According to auto business intelligence firm Jato Dynamics, that's Jato Dynamics, Chinese EV giant BYD has beaten Tesla in Europe. Tesla sold 7,165 electric vehicles in Europe last month, while BYD doubled its share, clocking in at 7,231 units. Big oof to Tesla this week. Okay, look, side hustles fail when they consume all of your time. I mean, every single bit of it. The pros, though, work smarter with AI doing all the heavy lifting. To help you out, we just dropped the Side Hustle Accelerator database. You can search your exact problem for your side hustle, grab the perfect prompt, and get results. If you're struggling with marketing, content, and customer service, it's all solved in just seconds. This isn't just another tool, guys. It's your unfair advantage in a spreadsheet. So stop asking AI the wrong questions and start scaling with what actually works. You can get it for free in the link in our show notes. And you can stop right now, actually. Why don't you take a look down at those show notes and tap the link? You don't want to sleep on this. Okay, so as mentioned above today, we're here with Maria from the Mindstream newsletter to discuss the latest AI news. So Maria, how are you doing today? Thanks for coming back.
Thanks for having me. It's so good to be back on these, honestly. I miss them so much.
Yeah, it's great to have you back and at a perfect time because there's a ton of stuff to talk about today. First thing, though, I wanted to ask you is something that has been interesting to you, particularly in the past week in the AI world. Do you have anything?
Oh, yeah. OpenAI just dropped $6.5 billion with a B, like $1 billion on Johnny Ive's AI hardware startup.
Okay.
And it's called IO. So I don't know if people know this, but he's a dude that created the design behind iPhone and iPad and everything that has to do with Apple in general. So the sleek design, if I may.
Wow.
So this isn't like they're not planning cutesy stuff. They're doing big things. And if they pull this off, it's going to be AI that is actually wearable, usable and pretty nice to have,
Wow.
So it could be the iPhone moment of AI, in my opinion. And if Johnny is involved, it's going to be sleek. It's going to be basically the next big thing. And it's not a small amount, it's a huge amount. So they're going to build something huge.
Wow, that sounds like a big deal. I know a lot of these companies, as we'll talk about today, are kind of getting into the AI hardware space where
Oh, yeah.
a couple of others have failed already, like the Humane AI pin, the Rabbit R1. These kind of AI wearables that we've seen haven't done too well. But now it seems like all the big tech companies are getting into it. And this seems like a big deal for AI tech. Worries me about what Apple's going to do in the next few years to combat something like this, because it seems to be coming right for them.
100%. I think Apple is probably going to go insane on this.
Yeah.
If Sam Altman just pulled this, Apple's going to go probably even bigger. Who knows,
Yeah. They're going to try to one up it for sure. And, let's talk about Google.
Oh, yeah.
This week, Google had its big I/O developer conference / event on May 20th in California. And two of the things that came out of this entire event were AI mode for Google search and VO3 AI video creation. So what is your take on those? Because those I feel like seem like the biggest AI creations that Google has put out in some time.
Yeah, I think Google's kind of acting like that college kid that went for the summer and came back jacked. That's what's happening with Google right now.
Discovered creatine.
Yeah. So they're not just adding AI stuff, they're like rebuilding the whole vibe.
Yeah.
And they're straight up AI piling their entire product line. So AI mode in search, for example, is the biggest shift to how we Google, since Google was created.
Mm-hmm.
It basically turns your search bar into something more like an actual assistant. So instead of just spitting out 10 links in that search bar, it gives you full breakdowns, contacts, follow-up questions, and it can pull stuff from Google Maps, Gmail, Docs, and it's all interconnected and woven. So it's starting to feel like your phone is thinking with you, which is kind of like terrifying and kind of amazing.
Yeah.
But the next big thing, which is VO3 is not normal things. Honestly, it feels futuristic even to me. And I cover AI news every single day.
Yeah.
We're talking 1080p and 60 FPS videos from text.
Yeah.
And we're saying audio with transitions, with cinematics, with camera angles. So that's like a whole movie trailer. And considering videos make around 82% of all internet traffic, this is not just a side project. It's not a side hustle. It's Google getting into the studio, and it's huge.
Yeah, it's massive.
So yeah, AI mode is about changing how we search, but I think VO is going to be changing how we create stuff. So we used to do Midjourney. Now it's VO. I think everyone's going to be raving about VO.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. I saw the preview, and honestly, the videos that it generated, they look like they're made by AI kind of, but it's getting a lot better.
Oh, yeah.
The gap is getting a lot smaller. We've been asking for like a text to video generator, and I know OpenAI has Sora, but this seems like a pretty big level up in terms of that direction. And also wanted to mention something that they did that's kind of weird, because they have all these new AI features right now. And what's the next step, I guess, but to charge people for them.
Oh, yeah.
So Google is now doing a subscription for AI Ultra, it's called. And that's $124.99 a month. So what do you make of that idea of generating income now off of these AI properties? ChatGPT has done so in the past, of course, as well. But do you think it's worth it?
It depends who's using it. Honestly, $124.99 a month, it sounds insane until you actually realize what it gets you. So depends on, honestly, who's using it. If you're paying it to access all the cool stuff before anyone else, like Gemini Ultra, VO3, like probably some wild tools they haven't even named yet, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're actually using it casually for like Googling recipes and like cutesy stuff, keep your cash. I think this is more for like building things, for creating, for running a whole business. That's $1,500 a year, which is like a genius assistant that doesn't sleep, that runs on huge amount of caffeine without even actually taking your coffee pods, and low-key might outwork you. So for people that are building things, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Depends on actually who's using it.
Yeah, 100%. Additionally, also, last Google thing, I promise here, but they also entered the glasses market again because they had Google Glasses a few years ago. Those didn't go well. Nobody uses them to this day, by my site at least.
Same.
But now they're kind of in it with Warby Parker. Meta is also in it with Ray-Bans making AI glasses, and Google has kind of joined them in that. What do you think's different this time? Now that Google has this big AI infrastructure that they've been talking about, it seems like a better time than ever, I guess, to get still into the wearables game.
Yeah, I really wanted to clown this, but it could work because it's Google's Gear.
Oh, yeah.
Glass, the thing that looked like a Bluetooth headset, like it had a whole identity crisis.
Yeah.
I would relate. But teaming up with Warby Parker is insane. I think we're talking style.
Right.
So they're putting $150 million behind it, and they're talking real-time translations, visual search, AI that lives here on your face,
Yeah.
which is cute. So the smart glasses market supposedly, I think, is hitting around $12 billion by 2030. So this isn't like small, it's huge.
Yeah. Also would like to clown, but can't possibly clown right now, unfortunately. But maybe when the glasses come out, we can clown a bit. We'll see.
Yeah.
And last thing here, Shopify. Let's talk about Shopify real quick. It announced, of course, that it would be an AI forward company. And, the CEO got a lot of backlash for saying that.
Yeah.
They launched an AI store builder now. So what does that kind of mean for website building platforms like Squarespace and others? Are they all kind of like falling behind now? Because I feel like the website creation landscape is also going towards AI.
Shopify said, tell us what you sell. And then instant shop pops out.
It's crazy.
Imagine just typing, I sell pink candles for anxious millennials or something. And it builds you a whole full brand, with product description, layouts, and just vibes.
Oh, yeah.
It's insane. It's everything. And I think they already power 4.8 million stores.
Wow.
And then processed almost $200 billion in sale last year. So that's not a small amount of money. That's a huge.
Wow.
So they're giving people the ability to launch a whole brand in a matter of minutes. Squarespace better start talking to ChatGPT or something.
Seriously.
Because Shopify is sprinting and everyone else is just walking.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of developments this week with text to anything, like text to website, text to video. So things are getting a lot easier for people to make themselves, it seems like. And also coding, of course, has been a huge thing. But
huge.
Thanks for chatting, Maria.
Of course.
Appreciate your help today.
Thanks for having me.
It's been super fun. And we'll have you back next week to talk more.
Yay.
All right, and that'll do it for us today. Thanks for tuning into the Hustle Daily Show this week. We're a proud part of HubSpot Media. Our editor today is Robert Hartwig, and our executive producer is Darren Clark. We've got so much more tech and business coverage in our newsletter. If you're not subscribed to it, what are you doing? Go sign up at thehustle.co/email and follow us on Instagram at The Hustle Daily. We'll see you on Monday. Hey, everybody. I've been listening to this great podcast lately. You got to check it out. It's called Content is Profit. It's hosted by Louise and Fonzie Camejo, and it's brought to you by the HubSpot Podcast Network, the audio destination for business professionals. So in this podcast, you can discover the secrets and strategies on how your business can achieve the frictionless sale. We talk about frameworks, strategies, tactics, and bring special guests to bring you all the information you need in order to turn your content into profit. Recently, they did a whole episode on micro creators and UGC and how those things are transforming the social media industry, especially for profit. They had a guest on, William Gassner, who is the co-founder of Stack Influence. So definitely check that episode out if you want to learn more about the social media landscape as it is currently. You can listen to Content as Profit wherever you get your podcasts.